Young at heart, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here this morning. One of the things that you're going to see and hear is that the music is very lively, kind of like you all, I hope, right? Lively, young at heart. That's what it's right. Let's get a little hand of applause there for you all. All right, very good. And we come all the way from different areas. And first of all, to Adeline, I know Ruben said it's not his group. Technically, this morning we're his group, so he wants to believe it or not. So we are his group. Today, really, it's about kind of giving you a little bit of a orientation of the conjunto music. Sometimes we refer to it as norteño music, which is up in the north area of Mexico, and then conjunto, and then there's tejano. The conjunto and tejano are a little bit different. They're not quite the same. So, how many here come from German descent? Raise your hand. German descent. Okay. How many here come from Polish descent? Okay, we have a few Polish, also Czechs. A few Czechs also. How about any Italians in here? Okay, no Italians. Okay, so we can talk about the Italians then. No, I'm just teasing. All right. Now, how about Mexicans? All right. Mexican descent, which is originally from Spain. Most of our ancestors come from Spain. So you're from German, Polish, Czech, Italian. This is originally where the accordion music came from. And it was the German people, the Polish people, the Czech people that brought this kind of music here to the United States. They brought it from Europe, obviously. Now there's two types of accordions. There's one what's called a chromatic accordion, and one called a diatonic accordion. Now, for those that play the chromatic accordion, we call them that's a lazy man's accordion. So the reason why is that the chromatic accordion, whatever note that you hit, press on your button, if it's going out, it's the same note coming in. The diatonic is different. And so this is sometimes when you see a lot of fanning, we call it fanning. The norteño music, you ever look at someone plays the accordion in a norteño music, it's called fanning. Basically they're going in and out, in and out. Conjunto is a little different in regards to that. But the conjunto is done, they take the diatonic accordion. The diatonic is the chord. If you press that button, the note going in is not the same note going out. So you have two different notes in and out. Now the idea is to try to use as many of those notes going in and as many of those notes going out to try to kind of diminish the amount of time you go in and out. Now where did the conjunto music originate? And we talked a little bit about that. And we're going to kind of go in and out. Conjunto music really originated back in the migrant times, when the migrant people would go up north to the areas of Wisconsin, Minnesota, where guess what? There's a lot of German people up there, a lot of Polish people up there. And they would migrate from South Texas and would do work in the summertime in those areas. It's a form of being able to sustain themselves in their livelihood. And then in the wintertime, they'd be in the valley, doing work in the fields in the valley. And now what some of the migrant workers, when they went up, they heard this music. And they were part of these the people from the farms invited their workers to come out and join in with some of the festivities. And as a result of that, a few of the people going up and down began to hear that music and say, well, what happens if we put a little twist to it? And that's what they did. Some of the became very innovative in how they were taking the accordion to kind of give it their own sound. But they still had a lot of the German, the Czech, and the Polish sound to it. The chotis, for instance, that's a Polish dance. If you think of it, it's also a German dance. The polkas, that's not a Mexican dance. That's a German. So, and then the wapangos, and then we hear and so on. These are originated from the German, European people that were brought and then innovated here with our culture of the Hispanic, the Mexican background. Some of the songs that you're going to hear were made for mariachis. Some of the songs you're going to hear it's going to get a little bit of a twist of the German sound to it, a little bit of twist of the Polish and Czech. And then, so that's kind of where I want to start out so that you can understand where the foundation of this music came from. Now, the reason why it's called conjunto Conjunto means like an ensemble. It means a group. And a conjunto, technically, a original conjunto right now includes a drummer, a bass player, a bajo player, which is not similar to the guitar, but a bajo is a little bit different type of guitar, but it's played like a guitar, and the accordion player. That's basically a conjunto group, those four. And then Tejano is a little bit different. Tejano, they added the keyboard, more guitar, less bajo, more keyboard, less accordion. And so that sounds a little bit different. Almost the same, but a little bit different. What you're going to hear today is from these gentlemen. I want to introduce you to them one at a time. And everybody knows Ruben Rosas. Ruben is a student of our master accordionist. Also a Hall of Famer for the Texas Conjunto Music Hall of Fame. Also for the Rio Grande Valley Hall of Fame. And he has many other awards that has been given. I can bring out a whole list. He is a legend of his own. And this is our accordion, our master is Bene Medina. So Bene, so these guys have been teaching all of us. We have also Robert Almandares. Robert also is a student for Bene, and he has a little bit of guitar in his background, a little bit of country, a little bit of everything. You might hear that in his accordion. To the right of Bene is another legend, and this gentleman has also been with the conjunto music scene for many, many years. He's also a Hall of Famer for the Rio Grande Valley Conjunto, and he's an accordionist, an accomplished singer, can play bass, can play bajo, and Bene can do all the same too. But again, this is a good friend of mine, comes from Natalia, Texas, is Juan del Toro. So Juan. Now, and then to the right of Juan is also a man who played with many different other conjunto groups in the age of conjunto coming up. He's a drummer, also a very great Christian man, and he lives in Lytle, Texas. I like to call him Pedro, but I don't call him Pedro anymore. His name is Paul Valderas. So with that, then Roland is Bene's son. So Roland is here doing his photography and then hopefully make us look good, if anything. So with that, I'm gonna.
Yourself there?
Oh yes. And my name is Lorenzo. That's my God-given name is Lorenzo Contreras. I'm originally from McAllen, Texas, born and raised in McAllen. Actually, the mariachi contest that was held in Southwest High School was won by McAllen High School. They were the #1 mariachi group in all the state of Texas, so I came from my alma mater. But I'm also a deacon for the Catholic Church. I've been a deacon now going on 25 years. I am currently assigned to Our Lady Queen of Heaven. A lot of Polish people, a lot of German people, a lot of Czech people in that area, and they love this music. And again, I serve Our Lady Queen of Heaven in McDonough, Texas. So, again, without any further ado, let's see if we can bring your lively hearts and again, to the young at heart, right? So,
Our first piece we're going to play together is Amazing Grace. next piece we're gonna do is